From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. Radio Pilipinas World Service can also be heard on shortwave broadcast through the shortwave facilities of the United States Agency for Global Media or Voice of America on the following shortwave frequencies: 12.020 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.665 MHz. I'm your host, Leo Magpayo, and this is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is asking local government units, or LGUs, to stop charging pass-through fees on trucks carrying rice, vegetables, and other essential goods. President Marcos said these extra charges only make food more expensive, something Filipinos can't afford right now with global oil prices rising. In a video message, the president said he's been told that some villages are still collecting fees per sack of rice or per vehicle. President Marcos appealed to local officials to put a stop to it, reminding them that every added cost eventually hits consumers.
Nananawagan ako sa ating mga local government unit na siguruhin wala ng pass-through fee na sisingilin. Nakarating sa akin na may ilang pang mga barangay na naniningil pa rito sa bawat sako ng palay at sasakyan. Sana matigil na ninyo po ito dahil ang epekto lamang nito ay pinapagmahal ang presyo ng ating mga bilihin.
To help ease the impact of high fuel prices, the government is rolling out several support programs. Public utility vehicles or PUV drivers in Metro Manila will start receiving a 5,000 peso fuel subsidy on Tuesday, with other regions to follow. Farmers and fisherfolk will also get fuel assistance. Airlines will get some relief too, as Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines or CAAP reduces aviation-related charges to help lower operating costs. President Marcos also ordered all government agencies to review their licensing and permitting rules and identify which fees can be suspended or reduced to lighten the load on businesses and the public. The chief executive encouraged commuters to take advantage of the free Love Bus rides available in Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao. President Marcos Jr. ended his message by calling for unity, saying the country needs everyone working together as global tensions, especially in the Middle East, continue to disrupt oil markets and push prices up.
Ipapamahagi ng DSWD ang 5,000 pesos na cash relief assistance sa 139,000 na tricycle drivers sa 17 LGU sa Metro Manila. At isusunod na ng DSWD ang pamamahagi sa mga tricycle driver naman sa labas ng Metro Manila. Sa mga susunod na araw, ang mga jeepney at TNVS driver ay makakatanggap naman ng 5,000 pesos na cash relief assistance. At sa huling linggo ng Marso, ilalabas na ng DOTR ang fuel subsidy. Tuloy-tuloy din ang pagpapatupad ng Love Bus program. Makakatulong po ito para makatipid sa pamasahe at gasolina ng taong bayan. Kaya't gamitin po ninyo ang libreng sakay sa Metro Cebu, Metro Davao at Metro Manila. Pangalawa, kailangan matiyak na may sapat na supply ng pagkain. Upang matulungan ang mga magsasaka at mangingisda, ipagpapatuloy ng DA, ang Department of Agriculture, ang pamimigay ng 3,000 pesos na fuel subsidy sa ating mga magsasaka. Mahigit 26,000 magsasaka ang mabibigyan nito. Para naman po sa mga mangingisda, ang BIFAR ay magbibigay sa Huwebes, March 19, ng 3,000 pesos na fuel subsidy sa higit na 26,000 mangingisda. Sisikapin din ng Department of Agriculture na ipamahagi sa Abril sa bawat magsasaka at mangingisda ang lagpas 2,000 pisong tulong mula sa Presidential Assistance for Farmers and Fisherfolk Program. Magagamit po ito ng mga magsasaka sa kanilang hanap buhay. Sinisikap natin maprotektahan ang mamimili ng hindi nalulugi ang mga negosyante. Babawasan ng kaap ang singil sa passenger service charge, landing fee, parking fee at iba pang fee. Ito ay makakatulong para bumaba ang gastos ng mga airline at ang mga pamasahe sa eroplano. Samantala, pinaiikli naman ng Civil Aeronautics Board ang araw na pag-review ng fuel surcharge mula sa 1 buwan, 15 days na lang po. Mas mabilis na ma-adjust ang pamasahe kapag nagbago ang presyo ng jet fuel. Ibig sabihin, kapag tumaas ang presyo ng jet fuel, mas kontrolado ang pagtaas ng airfare. At kapag bumaba naman ang presyo ng jet fuel, mas mabilis ding bababa ang pamasahe. Sa lahat ng ahensya ng pamahalaan, repasuhin ang mga patakaran ukol sa lisensya, permit, clearance, certification. Tignan ninyo kung alin dito ang pwede munang suspindihin o di kaya ay babaan ang mga singil upang makabawas sa mga iniintindi ng taong bayan. Mga kababayan, ngayon, higit kailanman, kailangan natin ang pagtutulungan ng bawat isa. Walang iwanan, walang may iwan sa pagharap natin sa hamong ito. Asahan ninyo ang patuloy namin paggawa ng mga hakbang upang maibsan ang mabigat na epekto ng kaganapan sa gitnang silangan sa taong bayan. Naway manatili ang ating tiwala sa isa't isa at ang pananampalataya na malagpasan din natin ang mga pagsubok. Dalangin natin ang kapayapaan at kaligtasan ng lahat.
That was Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday said the new Mactan Expo in Lapu-Lapu City is more than just a building. It's a major boost to the Philippines' ability to host big international events, including this year's Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN meetings. During the inauguration, the president said the convention center will help grow the country's meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions or MICE industry and give visitors a real taste of Cebu's warmth and culture. President Marcos explained that the government wants to follow the example of Indonesia, which successfully held ASEAN activities in new tourism hubs. Cebu, he said, was a natural choice because it already has the hotels, attractions, and infrastructure needed to welcome global delegates. The Mactan Expo is Megaworld's first standalone convention center, built to handle large conferences while celebrating Cebuano identity. The chief executive also pointed out that projects like this show how government and the private sector can work together to speed up development. President Marcos added that improving tourism infrastructure across the country remains a priority so visitors have smoother, more memorable experiences.
Ay pinapalakas natin ang turismo sa Cebu dito sa pagbukas nitong Mactan Expo. Our tourism industry is now under a great deal of pressure dahil sa mga nangyayari. And last year we only welcomed 6 million people. Just to give you a frame of reference, Thailand welcomes 30 million tourists every year. Kaya malaking nakakabuli natin. But still, facilities such as this are an encouraging sign, and I am excited to explore more ways to elevate Philippine tourism. Of course, Cebu will always play a very, very large part in all our plans for tourism. And that you have made a name for yourselves around the world, and you are recognized as one of the favorite tourist destinations in the Philippines. Because travelers look for destinations that are easy to reach, equipped with facilities such as this. and of course, the beauty that the whole of the Philippines is able to offer.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Also on Monday, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said the government is finally fixing a problem teachers have been dealing with for decades, the painfully slow promotion system in public schools. The president made the remark as he witnessed the oath-taking of more than 3,300 newly promoted teachers and school heads from across Cebu. The event is part of DepEd's Expanded Career Progression or ECP system, which aims to promote 100,000 teachers this year. President Marcos said the reform was long overdue, noting that many teachers used to wait 10 to 20 years just to move up a few ranks. Some even left the classroom or the profession altogether because there were so few opportunities to advance. The new system changes that. Teachers can now choose between two career paths, staying in the classroom or moving into school leadership, and new ranks have been added to open more doors for promotion. Nearly 19,500 teachers nationwide have already benefited from the reform since last year. President Marcos also pointed to other efforts to support educators, including the creation of thousands of new teaching positions and the hiring of more non-teaching staff so teachers can focus on teaching instead of paperwork. The chief executive thanked teachers for their dedication, calling their work a vocation and a sacred duty. He encouraged the newly promoted educators to continue shaping the future of Filipino learners and helping build a stronger education system.
It took 10 to 20 years for a teacher to progress from teacher 1 to teacher 3. Yung nakasama po natin, 30 taon nag-antay. Ang iba, decades, 3 decades. And another equally lengthy period to move from teacher 3 to master teacher 1. Because of this, many educators left and pursued administrative positions to receive higher compensation. At worst, they left the teaching profession altogether to find better opportunities elsewhere. And this aggravates the shortage that we have of teachers in the Philippines. So, to overcome these hurdles, we implemented the Expanded Career Progression or ECP system for public school teachers. We have institutionalized this reform in September 2025. I did this by signing into law the Progression System for Public School Teachers and the School Leaders Act. Under this new system, this ECP system, the teachers now have two clear pathways for advancement: classroom teaching and school administration. Pinaghiwalay na natin yan. More importantly, it created many positions such as teacher 4 to 7, master teacher 5 to 6, and school principal 5, providing our teachers a clear career path and more opportunities. Through reclassification from August 2025 to February of 2026, we have successfully promoted nearly 19,500 teachers and school heads all over the country.
That was Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. stopped by the eGov.ph Servicio Hub in Mandaue City on Monday to see firsthand how the government is trying to make public services quicker and easier for Filipinos. The inspection wrapped up his day-long visit to several cities in Cebu. At the 5-story hub in the village of Subangdaku, President Marcos walked through the different service areas and checked how the one-stop setup is helping people complete government transactions with less hassle. The president was joined by top officials from the Presidential Communications Office or PCO and Department of Education or DepEd, as well as local leaders from Cebu and Mandaue. Volunteers from the Marcos Parin Group greeted the president. They regularly help with activities at the hub, including the sale of 20 pesos per kilo of rice. The hub acts as the on-ground counterpart of the eGovPH app, where citizens can book appointments and upload documents ahead of time. Inside, desks from agencies like the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Health, and the Philippine Statistics Authority, Social Security System, the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, and the Department of Labor and Employment make it possible for people to get multiple services in one place. Officials said the setup is helping cut long lines, simplify processes, and reduce opportunities for fixers, all part of the government's push to modernize public service.
Dateline Malacañang.
After checking the eGovPH Servicio Hub, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. made another stop in Mandaue City, this time to see the new Bagong Pilipinas Studios Visayas Media Hub, a facility meant to boost government communication and regional media work in the Visayas. Inside, the president toured the broadcast studios, podcast rooms, and press briefing areas, all designed to help produce both traditional and digital content. The hub is equipped with a modern master control room to keep broadcasts running smoothly, plus cybersecurity and data systems handled by the Department of Information and Communications Technology. The idea behind the Media Hub is simple. Give the Visayas its own strong communication center so information doesn't always have to flow through Manila. It's meant to help government agencies create content faster, support local media, and give the region more space to tell its own stories. The visit capped a day of activities focused on improving public service and strengthening communication platforms across Cebu.
Dateline Malacañang.
Earlier in the day, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. visited Bogo City on Monday to check on two major government initiatives meant to help communities still recovering from last year's earthquake: a new Learning Continuity Space or LCS and Philippine Health Insurance Corporation or PhilHealth's Yaman ng Kalusugan or Yakap Health Program. Together with Education Secretary Sunny Angara, the President toured the LCS, a sturdy modular classroom powered by solar energy and equipped with internet access. It's designed to keep students learning even while damaged schools are being repaired. The government plans to build more than 1,000 of these units nationwide, helping over 51,000 students get back on track. Several schools in Bogo City and nearby areas have already received LCS units, giving teachers and students a safe and functional space to resume classes. The visit also marked the rollout of PhilHealth's Yakap program, which brings free medical services directly to communities. Students and teachers receive checkups, lab tests, medicines, and even reading glasses. Under the program, beneficiaries can get up to 20,000 pesos worth of medicines each year. The Office of the President added more support by providing a Starlink Internet kit school bags for young learners, and meals for participants. Angara said the quick-to-build, disaster-resilient classrooms show the government's commitment to making sure learning continues no matter the circumstances, and that Filipino children are never left behind.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang is assuring the public that the increased security presence observed near the palace complex on Monday was part of a scheduled readiness exercise and not a response to any threat. Presidential Communications Office or PCO Undersecretary and Palace Press Officer Attorney Claire Castro issued the clarification after photos circulated on social media showing uniformed personnel positioned near the Menjola area, prompting speculation that the palace had been placed under heightened alert. Castro explained that the activity was a routine drill meant to test the operational readiness of security units assigned to the Malacañang perimeter. She emphasized that such exercises are regularly conducted to ensure that personnel remain prepared to respond to emergencies. The clarification comes amid online claims suggesting the palace was on full alert, following the spread of images taken near one of the key access points to the complex. Authorities noted that Menjola is a critical entry corridor to Malacañang, where security protocols are frequently implemented to safeguard government facilities and personnel. Officials reiterated that Monday's activity was purely procedural and not linked to any security incident.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang has declared several special non-working days in different local government units or LGUs to allow residents to take part in important local celebrations and anniversaries. In separate proclamations signed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the municipality of Dingras in Ilocos Norte will observe a special non-working day on March 19th for the Ani Festival under Proclamation number 1191. Meanwhile, Malaybalay City in Bukidnon will mark its 28th charter anniversary on March 23rd under Proclamation number 1192. Las Piñas City will celebrate its 119th founding anniversary and 29th cityhood anniversary on March 27th, as stated in Proclamation number 1186. Two cities in Negros Occidental, Sipalay City and Himamaylan City, will commemorate their respective charter anniversaries on March 31st under Proclamations number 1187 and number 1188. The palace regularly issues special non-working day proclamations to give residents the opportunity to join local festivities, cultural events, and commemorative activities that highlight the history, identity, and development of their communities.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, officials from the Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, or OWA, visited the wake of Overseas Filipino Worker, or OFW, Mary Ann De Vera in Basista, Pangasinan Province on March 16th. DMW Undersecretary Felicitas Bay and OWA Administrator Patricia Yvonne Kaunan conveyed the government's condolences to the family of De Vera, a caregiver in Israel who died while helping bring her employer to safety when a missile struck their residential building in Tel Aviv. The DMW has extended financial assistance through the Acquisition Fund to provide immediate support to the family. Undersecretary Bay assured them that the department is prepared to offer additional assistance as needed. Israel Ambassador Dana Kirsch, Pangasinan Governor Ramon Guico III, Basista Mayor Jolly Resuelo Jr., DMW Regional Director Christian Ray Season, and OWA Officer in Charge Regional Director Marivic Mondina also paid their respects.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service can be heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 12.020 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.665 MHz. Radyo Pilipinas World Service is also live on audio streaming. Just download Evox PBS Receiver on your Google Play Store or the App Store from your Apple phone. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Just type in and search for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.